Welcome back to BudgetTravelerChris.com and check out the cool skies today as we travel from the Malahat here all the way down to Lordco in Victoria, and then we pick up our rims from Scotty at Blast It, and then wait till you see how they turn out at the end of this video when they're all nicely painted gloss white. What a difference before and after on the rear wheels. So stay tuned, everybody. It's about to happen now, so buckle up and hold on. We're at the Lordco on Burnside in Victoria, BC. Come and see Jim. And Jim is over by the Jet Tools, wherever that is. Where's the Jet Tools? Do you know where the Jet Tools are? Jet Tools. Jet Tools. We gotta find the Jet Tools. This is Lordco, and we're looking for Jet Tools. So this is Lordco, everybody. This is what Lordco looks like, where I get a lot of my parts from here. There you are. How are you doing, brother?
Good.
Haven't seen you in so long, I don't recognize you.
It's been a while.
How are you doing? Nice to see you.
Good seeing you again.
Thanks for getting me all the right parts here.
Okay.
So Jim's getting us the right bearing, or seals for the bearings, because we picked up seals that were too small. So a good rule of thumb is if you're getting seals, to bring the old one in or get the number off the seal. If you want to make sure you get the right seal the first time. So maybe you can take that out of the box, Jim, and just show people the difference and show them the old one. So that's the two ways you can get your seal number correct. This is the one we got, and this is the one we need. So you can see they're not going to interchange. That one's about 3 inches in diameter, that one's about 4. Good idea is to compare them. Hey, Jim?
You're good.
There we go. So now we know we got the right one.
Picture worth 1,000 words.
And then we got lucky. All these parts in here we don't need, so we're going to return those. And at Lordco, you got to make sure you have your receipt for everything, or you will not be able to return anything. We're going to keep these. I prefer to use these with RTV on them. How about you? He likes to use RTV without this. What's your opinion on that for the axle flange seals?
It's a personal preference.
Yeah.
I've not had any issues with it. Who am I to say? But generally, I like to use the proper gasket because it does have a crush to it.
Okay.
And if you did want to use a little bit of sealant, just less is more. Just
Yeah.
a nice little thin smear, and that's all you would need on it.
Okay, Jim. Yeah, I like that too. I'm going to go with that because we have them and they're only, what, $6 each. So it's good insurance to know that your gear oil is going to stay where it's supposed to, right? Which is in the rear end.
It's the cleanup afterwards.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what, brother? Appreciate all your help. I know you got to go for lunch pretty quick here, eh?
All good, man.
I know they work you to the bone here at Lordco. Is Miles still the manager?
No, Chris is the new manager. Andrew is the new manager.
Oh, how long was Miles the manager? Probably over 10 years, I bet, eh?
Oh, at least because I was here 20 years ago.
So he's been manager for 20 years, Miles? Where did he go?
He's actually over at Rand doing service writing right
Is he really? Oh, working for Denny's son, eh?
now. Something a little different, yeah.
Right on.
Change of pace instead
Miles
of
is a good guy. I like
He's a great
Miles,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, I worked with him for, as I say, a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we're returning the Delco pieces.
Yeah, and the receipt's there for that.
Okay, receipt is where?
Oh, I'll get it for you.
Okay, perfect.
I usually keep it in the box. Is it not there?
Okay.
Well, we're going to pick up the wheels from Blast It. So, beautiful sunny day over in the distance in Victoria. You can see how cloudy it is in Malahat and how nicer it is in Victoria. Like this all the time. Just 10 minutes away. The weather's so different here in Victoria. So stay tuned for more scenes around the Victoria to Souk area as we go out to work on the RV again. And this is where you turn down here to go down to Scotty's shop, down by the Hyundai dealership down on the gorge here. Look at that beautiful sky here. Wow. Isn't that spectacular? This is the sky over Victoria, BC, everybody. Victoria, British Columbia in Canada. And this is the industrial area here, if anybody knows Victoria. This is an industrial area down here. And we're going today to pick up the wheels that Scotty's cleaning for us. Look at that street sweeper keeping the streets clean. Isn't that nice? And And this is where we're going to turn here. And this area is called Rock Bay, and there's Rock Bay Square. And there's Hoyne Brewing. Yeah, they're making some homemade beer there, a lot of it. And I used to drive the big trucks here at Van Isle Windows. Used to drive that truck right there, all over the island, delivering windows. And this is where Blasted is. Blasted is right here, located right near Van Isle Windows here. So this is where Blasted is located for all you folks looking for getting any wheels or anything clean. Come to Blasted. Well, there's the corner of Hillside and Turner, and that's where Van Isle Windows is. And right across the street here is Scott Tucker's business called Blasted. And he was nice enough to come and pick up the tires and wheels for my RV that I'm working on with this big truck that he doesn't normally drive. So he went out of his way for me to come by my house and pick that up. And this is his office right here. Let's go in and see if he's around. So it's not in the red door there. So let's try this door over here. I think he might be over here. There he is. And he's in the office. Here's an old car he's working on here. Pretty cool. And here's his glass beading booth. He puts the objects that he blasts in this booth here and reaches in with his gloves there. And there's my tires and wheels right here that he blasted with a bead blaster. And he'll elaborate more on what it is. They use sometimes nutshells or different media to blast it. They used to use sand, but silica sand was fairly toxic for the lungs for the asbestos reasons. So let's go see Scotty. See what he says. In this area of Rock Bay, if anybody knows about the Rock Bay area, it's a lot of kind of crime and stuff in this area, so he's had a few issues with people breaking in. So he's got some good security here. Good camera up there. How you doing, Scott?
Not bad, buddy. How are you?
Good. Hey, they look nice. Nice job on those rims. Thank you very much. And coming by to pick them up in your truck, and you don't normally even drive the truck. Talk about going out of your way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyhow, this is Scott Tucker, the owner of Blasted. And your dad? And your dad. No way. We got the two generations. Hey, the guy that's responsible for bringing Scott into this world. Congratulations on bringing in such a great son. He's a good man. Good man with a good reputation. Nothing better than that, eh? So you want to explain real quick just what you did and what kind of media blasting you used? The nutshells or what you did? You know, you can use different medias. And these are different blasters for different size parts. Is that what these are here?
All the beads are the same size.
Oh, they are. Okay.
You've got extensions that you can put on each side so that you can handle parts that are a bit longer, more awkward bumpers, and I don't know, like these seat frames, for instance. The only way to do them is to...
and these are for cars, eh? Before they reupholster them, you clean them up and paint them?
65 Chevelle.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I don't paint them, but...
no, but the people after do, yeah, right. Awesome. And then you got a lot of air tanks there, I see. You draw a lot of air, don't you? A lot of volume for this type of work, isn't there? A lot of volume of air.
You never have enough air.
How many CFM roughly does it draw?
210.
210 cubic feet per minute? Consistently, yeah.
So it's nothing ridiculous.
You got a good power bill, I bet.
It's pretty
What is it? What? Let me guess. 500 a month?
Oh no, keep going.
No, like 1,000? Oh, okay. You got some overhead here, yeah, no doubt. So anybody needs any rims done, or what else do you sandblast typically?
Oh, anything that'll fit in the cabinets, or anything that'll fit in the 26 by 14
So how big is the area in here that we can fit objects in? Like, what's your biggest object you can blast?
Well, as long as it'll fit through the door and you can move it around, I can take up to 8 feet long.
Okay.
In the cabinets, and you know, it's got to be you got to be able to manhandle it. So.
Right, and then you stick your two arms in through those. Maybe stick your arms in there just so I can show people through the end here with the door open, kind of how you're doing that. So you're.
Hands through the gloves. You're gonna make a little noise once I turn the lights on.
Okay.
Hands in the gloves.
Yeah. You even get sound effects, awesome. And then and that's your nozzle right there. Right on, there we go. And what kind of medium are you blasting with?
For the most part, we alternate between garnet sand and a tempered blast product called 10X. It's an engineered blast media that's made down in the States. works great, cuts like sand, finishes like glass, and recycles pretty well.
So was silica sand kind of the old standby? It was the best, but it had the side effects of the asbestos. Is that or the lung issues? Is that why they stopped using it?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely still used in the industry. I don't use it because of the presence of crystalline-free silica. It's not worth the cost.
It works good, but it's got health risks, right?
Exactly. Like, it's cheap and cheerful if you're using it, in a shipyard or something. They still use it widely down in the States, but you've got to have full containment.
Right.
So there's definitely risks that come with it, and I'm not willing to stomach those risks.
There's nothing more important in your life than your health and your safety. Because without your health, you have nothing.
Yeah, you ever see this guy? I used to work in the hospital and seeing people that can't breathe in their 70s and 80s because of
Smoking or whatever,
smoking,
or
working in the mines,
silicosis,
like
yeah. Coal dust was a bad one, yeah.
Exactly. It's no fun. So we try and eliminate those risks as much as possible.
Awesome, Scott. Well, hey, thanks for the quick tour of your shop here. And for anybody looking for some work to get done here, how much is your hourly rate?
96 an hour in the regular cabinet, 156 an hour in the fast cabinet. That's for walk-in, do-it-yourself rates, and I'm more expensive, but that's just the.
So people can come in here and they can do it themselves for a lower rate, or they can pay you and have the professional do it properly.
Well, I mean, it's not rocket science.
Exactly.
I can teach anybody how to.
Any monkey can do it, but some people don't have time or energy.
A lot of people don't have the time, and if you don't want to do it, that's what I'm here for too.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, Scotty. Really appreciate your time, and always a pleasure doing business with you.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you again, eh?
Cheers, man.
Appreciate it, brother. Well, that's the view towards Esquimalt, and now we're turning by the View Royal, turn off onto Craigflower. And Craigflower here is the Old Island Highway route out to Langford, and then past Langford another 20 minutes. We will finally get out to Souk, is where the RV is today. And there's the one of the 4 mile, and then there's the 6 mile, and then right out by Souk you got the 17 mile. So there's a few pubs that have mile in their name. That's one of them there. That's the 4 mile, the first one. And then the next one just down the road is the 6 mile. And the 6 mile pub is a nice pub too. All three of them are historic pubs, so if you're ever in the area and you want to check out some pubs, check out either the 4 mile that we just went past in View Royal, the 6 mile pub, which is just another 2 miles up the road here, just as we get into Langford. And then the 17 mile is actually about probably just 10 minutes before Souk. So very nice historic pub. And the 17 mile actually has a ghost there. And Johnny Mack, the guy who I got the RV off, he wrote a song about the ghost in the kitchen. So stay tuned for that. Well, we're heading out towards Colwood now, and this is Colwood Corners up here. And we got a new overpass. Check that out. Looks pretty cool with the sun blasting through there. And stay tuned as we head out to Souk there, to the RV. Well, we're heading out to Souk now, and look at that sky. Today we're getting some pretty amazing skies here for you to look at. Stay tuned for more new and exciting adventures with Budget Traveler on our travels to Souk to work on the RV project. Almost ready for a new owner. And stay tuned to see what happens. Well, here's the Souk River Bridge here. And that's looking out Souk River there. And you got the castle, the iconic liquor, the Souk lighthouse there. This is coming into Souk Center here now. Just an absolute cool looking sky today, so I just wanted to show you that in Budget Travelers Travels today. Hope you're enjoying the scenery here as we're heading out to the RV out in Souk here. The final finishing touches of getting it all ready for its new owner. So stay tuned to see what Mitch and I are going to do to the RV today at the shop. We'll show you the shop where we're working in here. It's a nice big shop that's got a really tall roof, because you definitely need a tall roof when you've got an RV like mine that's probably like, I don't know, must be about 7 feet tall, I would think, or maybe taller. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying this beautiful scenery here on the way to Souk. I thought you'd like it. Part of the budget travels here. So stay tuned for more exciting travels with Budget Traveler, because you never know where we'll be or who we'll see. And I just thought everybody might enjoy this scenery here. And there's one of the new buildings that they're putting in Souk here. The thing that Souk is famous for right now is a little bit of overbuilding. They're actually overbuilding this area. And as a result, we have some really heavy traffic here in Souk. So that's the one downfall of Souk, is that you've got some serious traffic. As you can see here, it's about 4 o'clock and the traffic is super duper heavy. After 4 o'clock, between 4 to 6, it's like gridlock all the way from Victoria to Souk. So the beautiful community on the coast, but traffic is an issue. Here's an example right here. And wait till you see these amazing looking wheels. Look at that. Gloss white with a contrasting black hub in the center. Mitch, you did an absolutely awesome job. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. From BudgetTravelerChris.com.